Welcome to Financial Focus, brought to you by Gulf Coast Financial Services founder and CEO, John Kuykendall. John and his team of financial, legal, and tax professionals have provided North Florida savers and investors sound, comprehensive financial guidance for over 25 years, helping you to achieve important life and planning goals. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and tune in for more Financial Focus by visiting GulfCoastFinancial.net.
Welcome into the program. This is Financial Focus, brought to you by the best of the best in financial services, as named 6 years and running by the Lake City Reporter. The team from Gulf Coast Financial Services and founder CEO John Kuykendall here with us, providing the guidance and the insight and perspective on what we need to be doing with our money in order to achieve those important financial goals. John, we always appreciate that guidance and perspective.
Well, thank you, Peter. There's a lot of confusion, a lot of things we need to clean up, and I'm really looking forward to helping them. I'm really excited about this week's show because my father was in World War II and the Korean War, and Memorial Day is a special time for us where we kick back and thank those who did the saved or gave their lives for us so that we still have freedom. I know I served in the National Guard and was a captain before I got out, and I really enjoyed that military time. That little paycheck always came in handy. Yeah. Just about the time we were broke, that check would roll in when I first got started, and it would really pay for the groceries. So I thank the military. I thank those out there who served, and our hats off to you. And this program is really very special to me because of that.
Well, yeah. And of course, Memorial Day, basically the biggest salute, because we are celebrating those that gave it all in the line of service for this country. And of course, the families that lost loved ones in the service of the country as well. So thank you all. And we certainly appreciate those that have paid that price and given the ultimate sacrifice. So happy Memorial Day weekend, everybody. I know that typically we're talking about, barbecues and maybe some fireworks or something like that around the Memorial Day weekend. That's what people, plan for. But John, I think we sort of get vacation brain around this time of year as well, where people are more getting into the swing of summer mode. Things tend to slow down a little bit, or we're planning out vacations where we're going to get away from it all. Life moves on. Money continues to move. And so it's not something that we can completely ignore either, though, is it?
Well, no, because the stock market's still going. Our money's still either losing money or making money for us. Interest rates are at an all-time low. We know now that taxes are going to go up. And so it's just a matter of planning. We cannot take any time off. If you're close to retirement or if you're planning for retirement in the near future, now's the time you cannot afford to take a vacation from your money.
Yeah. Now, there are some aspects that we can, to a certain extent, put on a little bit of cruise control or autopilot, but there are also some areas where we absolutely need to be paying attention. And what strikes me, John, is as we think about this level of control that we have over determining our outcome, it seems like the topics that the news media addresses, market volatility, what's going on in Washington, international affairs, disasters, emergencies, taxes, all of those things are beyond our personal control. You can't control the market or the tax rates as an individual, but there are steps that the news media and the headlines don't focus on so much that we can take a greater extent of control in determining our outcome over some of those variables.
Well, that's right, Peter. I mean, we can't focus on what we can't control. I know that we all like to be in control of everything, but we can't focus on what we can't control. We have to focus on what we can control. And one of the things that we can control is where we place our money, how our money is invested, and how much money we're spending. So we need to run that budget, stay on that budget that we've talked about before. And we don't need to spend beyond our budget. If we've got big ticket items, we need to think about them before we make them. I mean, it'd be nice to have all the toys we want, but we just can't afford them. You know what I mean?
Sure. And John, in order to achieve certain goals with our money, that's really what diversification and a proper, appropriate allocation of our money is about. And at its core, this is about the location of your dollars is going to basically determine what that dollar is working to help you achieve.
Well, that's right, Peter. What we need is every dollar we have, old 401ks, new 401ks, all of our retirement dollars, all of our savings dollars have to be working for us. If you took your money out of the market last year when we first had COVID in February of 2020, you would have been in the money market account. You would have earned basically nothing. Mm-hmm. You would have lost the chance to earn between 22 and 25%.
Yep.
So, and that was in a really balanced portfolio. That wasn't great guns. I mean, if you were a very aggressive investor, you could have made a lot more than that. But having a good allocation and a good mix and where we wanted to do based upon your risk tolerance, and I can't justify that say it more. Everyone has a risk tolerance. And the way I like to say that is it's what you can invest your money in today and you can sleep well tonight. But you can't just put it in a drawer and not invest it. It has to be invested in something that's going to have a return for you. And you're going to have a tax plan for retirement. And, one of the big things is we're concerned now about the fact that Social Security, so many people took it during COVID mm-hmm. that Social Security may run out of paying all 100% on the dollar sooner than we had predicted. So we need to be able to time our Social Security and maximize it. And there are a lot of ways that I've had clients actually pick up free money by coming in and doing a Social Security analysis.
Yeah, the difference in a poor decision on timing that versus a well thought through decision on timing that can be a swing in several hundreds of thousands of dollars over the course of our retirement. And John, you've run into cases or situations where maybe there was the option for taking one benefit and the people didn't even realize that they had that available to them.
Well, yeah. In one case, I had a lady who was divorced. They'd been married 20 years. She got divorced. Her Social Security check would have been about $2,300 if we'd have taken it at full retirement age. And we were able to go back and file on her husband. She picked up $1,400 a month that she didn't have, that she didn't know she had. And we postponed her until 70. She just started her withdrawing the other day. Her check's $3,200 a month now.
Yeah.
And so, it's a big savings. Yeah. I had another client who made a 6-figure income, but he didn't realize that because his wife was full retirement age, he could draw on hers and still not draw his. So he picked up $900 a month for fishing supplies that he wouldn't have had if we hadn't come in and talked about it.
Do you think that it's items like this that don't get talked about? They don't receive the attention or the focus in the news headlines, because we all know what, if it bleeds, it leads. They're in the business of selling sizzle and fantastic stories that we all pay attention to. Or the emotion behind what they focus on is not something that is useful to us in enacting our planning specifics. So do you think that these are the details that are overlooked that maybe we don't receive enough education on?
Well, there's not a lot of glamour in this, and it's not going to improve my radio ratings or my ability to get on CNBC if I come out and say the market's going to crash. But, this is the stuff that's educational that really we don't get talked about. And I've said this many times. There's not enough education on the basics of retirement planning, Social Security, Medicare, taxes, long-term care. That stuff's being overlooked. Everybody's talking about asset allocation and investing your money in the market. Let me put you in the market. And they're forgetting about that we need predictable long-term income. We need to be able to take care of long-term care needs if we have them. And we need to be able to plan for spouses, whichever one may go first. And I'm an example of that. My first wife died at 65. Her mother died at 104. So we planned for her, for her retirement, not my retirement, thinking my dad died at 80. Yeah. So I thought we were going first. So you never know. So you've got to plan for both spouses. And that's something you don't get unless you work this income plan.
Yeah, family history only gets us so far in an indication, but nothing is certain there. And I've run into people say, "Mom and Dad only lived to 72 and 75, so I don't need to plan very long." But
Yeah.
if we don't plan and then we make it, that's a problem. If we plan to last forever and then we ultimately don't, that's not so much of a problem. So I'd rather be on
Yeah.
that side of it, John. And
Well,
again, these are things that we can control, and planning
yeah.
is about
Yeah.
that control.
Well, I've got to talk to a client later today who misappropriated her money, didn't listen to our planning, didn't listen to our advice. Her was left a 7-figure inheritance. We've gone all through it, and I'm going to have to tell her that next month, we're not going to be able to fully fund her request, and she's out of money. That's not fun.
No. But John, a lesson from driver's ed that I had is that most accidents occur when people overcorrect. We may be veering off a little bit or find that we've not stayed the steady path, but instead of making a small correction and getting back on path, we jerk. And that's when those accidents can happen. And I think that we have the tendency to make that emotional knee-jerk reaction when we are finding ourselves off course in our financial life as well.
Well, what we do, Peter, is we listen to the hype and we listen to all the things going on around us, and we make a knee-jerk reaction. And what we end up doing is hurting ourselves more than if we had a good asset income plan, had a good approach to the market, was well diversified, had our risk tolerance numbers in line, and then stayed in the market. I mean, just like I was talking earlier, the individual who got out because the market was going down, she lost the ability to make a nice return on her investment, which would have given her a quarter more than she had at the start of the year had she stayed in the market. But we make these knee-jerk reactions. Now, as an advisor, we got our clients out of the market in February, and we put them back into the market in March because we thought we might have a long protracted downturn. As it was V-shaped. And when we saw the V, we went back in. So our clients actually only lost 5% when the market was off 30-something%. And then we came back in. That's our job. It's not the client's job to worry about it. If I'm not doing my job, then fire me. Don't be so concerned that you make a knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but most people don't want to have their own career and then also be full-time financial planners, or retire from their career only to be forced to become a full-time financial planner with their own quality of life on the line on the job that they do there. So that's why, John, savers and investors turn to you and your team there at Gulf Coast Financial Services, is so that they can have that accountability and somebody to sort of take on that responsibility. And you talk about all kinds of different factors on this program each and every week. Someone who's paying attention to these things full time is going to obviously have some insights and do a better job than us who are just trying to sort of relax and enjoy what is ultimately the longest summer vacation, which is retirement.
Well, that's what we want. We want our clients to be prepared so that they can have the retirement they dream of, the retirement they want. And we're going to try to take care of all the aspects of retirement and look for pitfalls and then help them through the transition. I mean, that's what we're here for. Bell South originally, when they had their 401k, they let the employees go in and make trades anytime they wanted to in their 401k. It finally got so bad and the people weren't working because they were watching the market all the time that they had to limit it to one trade a day. So, there's an example. You don't have the time to sit there and look at it. You're going to listen to all of this noise, and you're going to react to the noise when you shouldn't react to the noise, and it's going to hurt your retirement.
Well, again, we don't want to completely just put it on autopilot and cruise control. We've heard of, drivers of the self-driving vehicles that have not had the best result when they've sort of taken the hands off the wheel there. We can't completely ignore our money and our finances, but John, having a plan and having a relationship with an advisor, the reason to do that, the benefit of those items is that we can, in fact, address and many times minimize the impact of those items that we talked about at the beginning of the show that are outside of our control.
Well, that's right, Peter. And when we look at a client and look at their income plan, we're taking into consideration all the things, all the pitfalls, longevity. We're going to make it a 30, 35-year plan in retirement. Sequence of returns. We're going to worry about how we take the money out of your account. We're looking at market risk. And so we're going to give you a portfolio that's not aggressive, but it's not conservative either. We're going to look at income and how we're going to withdraw that money and how much we can take out, taxation, inflation, and certainly healthcare, which is one of the big costs in retirement.
Well, these are the items that are of importance to most savers, investors, careful planners, and they are the items that are addressed in that financial focused plan. If you would like to get your plan, pick up the phone, give Gulf Coast Financial Services a call, 386-755-9018, 386-755-9018. John, you and your team, you offer to put that plan together, no cost, no obligation, and really giving people a plan of action and the ways to address those big items that are sort of on everybody's radar as we look out into the future.
That's right, Peter. And one other thing that we do for our clients, when they get to be 65 and they're on Social Security or Medicare, we're going to actually sit down with them and help them walk through it. You know, right now, Social Security is having phone call conferences. You can't really get an appointment. They're so busy and so backed up. So what we'll do is we'll sit down with the client. We'll walk them through it. We'll go online with them and we help them get that. We walk them through their Medicare supplements and make sure that they understand what they're getting, what kind of plan they're getting, because we get that one free sign up and we want to make sure that when we're 65, we get the best sign up we can. If you're still working and you got insurance, then we're going to tell you not to sign up for Part B because you don't need it. Those are the kind of things we do for our clients to make them so that they don't pay more money than they have to pay, and we can save as much as we can.
And John, I know that one of the biggest concerns for retirees and those that are walking away from the paycheck is eventually running out of money and the ability to produce an income. The financial focus plan specifically addresses that concern. And not only that, but when we have a plan that addresses that issue, the chances are typically increased. We're going to leave something behind and a legacy for our family and loved ones as well.
That's right, Peter. And we're going to help you with that because we're going to tell you how it's going to be distributed, what the tax implication is going to be for the survivors. And we're going to try to develop as much money for heirs as we can. Our primary concern is that we want you to have enough money to live during your retirement. Whatever's left over, we want to make sure it goes as effective as possible. But that's not our main concern. Our main concern is the client during retirement. You know, we want them to make sure they have the type of retirement they need. It's just one of those things that we try to do for our clients and as I said before, we want to make sure we got long-term care plan. The average cost on long-term care is $97,000 a year now. We want to make sure that we've got that covered. All those things are taken care of in that plan. And we work with the individual throughout. Now, if your kids come home to live with you and bring their children, we can't help that. But we're going to help you figure out how that's going to work in the plan. And you laugh, but more and more of our, they do come home, unfortunately, and it's not just for vacation. Yeah. And so we're going to help you through that. And I've got several right now that we're working on that their kids have come home due to COVID or loss of job or whatever, downsizing. So you laugh, but it's not funny.
Yeah, those unexpected family surprises. We can count on family to always throw a monkey wrench into things. Sometimes it's the parents coming home too. Sometimes it's the parents coming to live with us. So that's both ways. And
yeah, but that's the last thing a parent wants to do. A parent never wants to live with their children unless they're so incapacitated they can't help it. Yeah. That's the one thing. Two things: running out of money and living with your kids. Those are the two things that we don't want to do.
Well, again, that financial focused plan, it's going to help you determine your outcome, address some of these uncontrollable variables, and show you how to approach those so you can have better knowledge in predetermining what the future looks like. And then not only get the plan in place, but continue to monitor and update that plan over time with that relationship with a qualified team of professionals with experience there at Gulf Coast Financial Services. Again, 6 years running, best of the best in financial services, as named by the Lake City Reporter. So, John, we always appreciate your time. And I know that if anybody wants to get that plan put together, they can go to the website, gulfcoastfinancial.net. They can give you a call, 386-755-9018, 386-755-9018. And I love the attitude there, the open doors at Gulf Coast Financial Services. You're here to help and serve anyone.
Yep.
Certain strategies best for certain qualified individuals, but anyone serious about their planning and their financial future, you've got the time on your calendar, your team's calendar to give them some attention and help them plan.
Sure. It's part of our mission here. We'll help anyone, being a member of the National Christian Financial Planners Association and also being a Kingdom advisor. We want to help everyone we can, no matter how much money they've got. We'll talk to them, we'll listen, and we'll answer their questions to the best of our ability. That's just what we do. So we want y'all to come in if you can. If you want a copy of our new book, Financial Focus, written by myself, give me a call and we'll or email us or let us know. Go to the website and we'll be glad to get you a copy of that.
Absolutely. Great information packed into that book as well. Financial Focus. And you can get your financial focus plan on your future by calling 386-755-9018. Visit it online, gulfcoastfinancial.net. John, we always appreciate your time. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Peter. It's great.
Looking forward to hearing from you soon, ladies and gentlemen. Give John Kuykendall and his team there at Gulf Coast Financial Services a call, 386-755-9018, and tune in next time for more Financial Focus.
Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and tune in for more Financial Focus by visiting gulfcoastfinancial.net. The information presented on this program is provided for informational purposes only, without warranty of accuracy, completeness, or suitability for a particular purpose. This program is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, legal, or tax advice. This information is general in nature and not specific enough to be construed as advice. You should not make any decision based on the information presented on this program without independent consultation with an appropriately licensed professional or competent advisor. Investment in securities or the market involves a potential risk for loss of principal. Trading, therefore, may not be suitable for all listeners. Annuity guarantees are based solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing company. Withdrawals of growth from annuities may be taxable as ordinary income in the year it is taken. Individuals should review contracts for specific details of the product's features and costs. Early withdrawals may subject the owner to penalties, fees, or taxes. John Kuykendall is registered with and securities are offered through Kovac Securities, Inc., member FINRA SIPC, found online at www.kovacsecurities.com. Advisory services are offered through Gulf Coast Financial Services, Inc., a registered investment advisor in Florida. Gulf Coast Financial Services, Inc. is not affiliated with Kovac Securities, Inc. or Kovac Advisors, Inc. Past performance is not indicative of future results. All investing involves risk. Investment decisions should be based on your own goals, time horizon, and tolerance for risk. Due to various factors, including changing market conditions and/or applicable laws, the content may no longer be reflective of current opinions or positions.